my kids, I have a son who is obsessed with Overwatch.
Okay.
So when this came along and I was talking to my boys about it, he was like, "You gotta go. You gotta go. You go. Guy from Overwatch is there." So that's why I'm here. But I loved playing video games when I grew up, and I'm actually really excited and interested in how video game play and design is morphing to kind of embrace storytelling in a new way. Television-wise, I'm in a show called Full Circle that is a limited series that's going to be on Audience Network, I believe, starting in September.
Okay.
Where I play a Secret Service agent to D. Gray Scott and Kim Ray. And then film-wise, I just finished directing my first feature.
Oh, awesome.
And acting in it. It's called We Love You, Sally Carmichael. I wear my cool t-shirt.
All right.
Yep. Which is a really sweet, smart, really fun, independent, family-friendly comedy that'll hit theaters in the spring.
Oh, man.
Well, Popular was my first show. I mean, it was the first acting job I had where I didn't have to work at another job at the same time. So it was great. And, I was engaged at the time to my wife, now wife, who played Poppy Fresh on
Right.
Popular. And we became really great friends with Brian Murphy. And, it was an all-consuming experience. It was really our whole life for the 2 years that we did that show. And then one day it was just over. Mm-hmm. And, I didn't grow up in Hollywood. I grew up in Fresno. My wife grew up in Chicago. Like, none of us really had any perspective on what the business was really like. So it was really tough, actually, when it came to an end. And, we shot at the Disney Studios, which was 10 minutes away from where we lived. So we just had kind of this amazing life for 2 years. And then my next job was in Toronto.
That's where I'm from.
Is it?
Yeah.
I love Toronto, but man, is that far away.
Yeah.
And we had a month-old, my son, my oldest, was a month old at the time, and I was off to Canada for 5 years. So
oh, gosh.
it was
Did you bring them with you?
No, because we were just doing the pilot at the time. It's the tough thing with TV is, when you start a show, you never know how long it's going to last. So
right.
It's hard when you have kids to kind of uproot everybody and set down roots in another city when you might have to pull them up 3 months later. Covert Affairs were for 5 years. Yeah. So what we would do is my family would stay here because now we have 3 kids, and I would fly home every weekend.
Wow.
Yeah, unless I was directing, but otherwise I'd fly home.
Who started out too as such a nice guy, and then he had a little bit of a darkness thing creep in there.
Darkness? Wait, what was the darkness?
Got a little bit sketchy there at the end. He was like cheating on somebody.
Cheating?
Wasn't he?
No.
Henry, yeah, with Jayma Mays.
No, she had been pregnant before. He wasn't cheating. They were on a break. Honestly, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I honestly don't remember. All I remember is being I still clearly feel very defensive about Henry Grubstick because I think he got, I don't think his story was well told.
No?
No, he was a good guy. He was all in with Betty, but the problem was I don't think Silvio and the creative team behind Betty, America and I worked so well together. It became a problem because they didn't want the show to become about Henry and Betty ending up together. It wasn't their story, right? I mean, the story's really the Betty-Daniel relationship.
Yeah.
So, they kind of had to muck things up with Henry because at some point it becomes a struggle.
Yeah.
But I felt bad because I feel like Henry deserved it. But it was great. I had worked, Silvio brought me on to Betty because we had done Jake 2.0 together a year or two before that. I hope that I get chosen to do challenging roles like that because people believe I can pull it off. With Augie in particular on Covert Affairs, being blind is a very specific disability. It has a specific physicality to it, and there are many, many real living human beings who've gone through what Augie went through, losing their sight in a war zone, and then having to recover from that, and having to learn how to live without their eyesight, and it's really tough, and it's a very real thing, and something that I always took very seriously, which I think is probably why I was successful, just because I worked really hard to make sure that I was doing it right. Yeah, Out of Practice was the best job I've ever had.
Yeah?
It still is, yeah. Well, Paula Marshall, who played my sister on Out of Practice, is in We Love You, Sally Carmichael. I just, every opportunity I can get to stay connected with those guys and work with them when I can, I take. It's just a great group. I mean, we just spent 4th of July with Henry Winkler. Yeah, I mean, you see, I've worked with some huge icons, right? Like Henry, like Stockard, like Betty White. I think the most important impression you get from folks like that is that they love what they do and they work really hard at it. It's not an accident that they've been so successful. Okay, well listen, We Love You, Sally Carmichael is a really sweet, very funny, smart, independent comedy that you can take your kids to. So you're gonna love it. It's so far away, like at this point, and really I haven't even seen the rough cut yet. So, but I'm really proud of the work that we did, and every time I think, I sit here and think about what the movie's gonna look like, it just makes me laugh, and so it's gonna make you laugh.